Okay, Itamexkanatoni, good morning. It is just 8 o'clock in the AM on Thursday, my favorite day of the week, the 30th of April 2020 in the lunar cycle Matsi Kapisaki Sum, the frog moon. And today, I don't know all that's on my agenda. Of course, everything's fluid with wildlife work. But we're starting off with a not rattlesnake call. I have no idea if we'll have one of those. Probably not. But we're starting off with a raccoon call over at that house in Scenic Heights where, I am getting a call through the rattlesnake hotline. Hold on. Hello.
Hey there, I have John Federico on the line. He's got a skunk problem. Can I put him through?
Sure.
Okay. I have Ryan on the line. Go ahead, please.
Hi, Ryan. My name is John.
Hey, John.
I have an issue with the skunk in my backyard.
Okay.
So a couple of days ago, right around dawn, I had my window open and I could smell, it smelled like it was right outside my window. And last night I let my dog out, and he came in. He got one right to the face.
Oh yeah.
So
okay.
I don't really think I have a place where it's living in my yard, because I don't have anywhere that they can really hide or get underneath anything.
Okay.
But there's got to be one close somewhere.
Right.
So is it worth my while to put a trap in my yard?
It would be probably better for you long term to skunk-proof your yard. Figure out how he's getting in there. Like he's probably digging in under the fence or going through it in some way. I would close off those kind of openings.
I don't have them, and that's where I'm wondering like how this thing's getting in, because my fence goes down to within an inch of a concrete curb on all three sides, and I don't know how this thing's getting in.
How about is there a gate? Usually at the gate there's a weak point.
No, on my gate I even have a piece of rubber that goes down to the bottom of the gate.
Wild.
And kind of closes the bottom of the gate off. Like, how big of a hole can these things get through?
5 inches, 4 inches even, depending on the size of the skunk,
Yeah, so the only other thing, I guess, the fence between me and my neighbor is kind of a good neighbor, where there's a board on one side and then it alternates back and forth. So I don't know if they could slip through that gap, but that's the only...
Yeah.
Everything else is fairly secure here. So.
Yeah, they might be able to slip. I mean, he got in somehow. It's likely that, going through that gap. Yeah, I don't know if it's worth your while putting up a trap. You might catch one. You might catch a bunch. And it's $60 a bang. And if you don't have a skunk nest on your property, you're just going to be doing a service for your neighborhood at your expense. Yeah.
Okay. Since I've smelled skunk. I've lived in my house here for a long time, and I used to smell them. You get the occasional whiff. I'm on a green strip on one side.
Okay.
And it's not uncommon to have deer, and I had a badger in my backyard once. So that's before I put my fence up.
Yeah. It might just be a fluke, come through.
Yeah.
Might have got caught in your backyard, got in.
Well, I had a really good look around last night, and I didn't see anything. But I looked around again this morning, and again I didn't really see.
Oh yeah. No, just that night maybe he got caught in there, and
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
If you don't think it's worth my while, then we'll hold off.
Yeah, if it, I would see if you could block some of those gaps at all with your neighbor maybe.
See, and I'm actually wondering if it might be living on his, because he's got a shed in the back and kind of a hidden hole at the back of the yard. And,
oh yeah, that could be.
So,
that kind of sounds like skunky territory.
I'll have a chat with him.
Cool. Well, let me know if he wants to do a trap. It'd be better to trap by the nest than just randomly,
Yeah.
you know. But
Okay.
okay, cool.
Sounds good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right.
Hey. Hey, Lane.
Good morning.
Morning.
This guy's very anxious.
Oh yeah. Been digging?
Yeah, the other one was very calm.
Yeah. Compared to this.
This one he's very anxious.
Uh-oh.
And we were up at 6, there was nothing in there.
Oh, so he's been only recently got himself in the bind, hey?
Yeah.
All right, let's see. I'm gonna be aware of
Don't.
the sign today. Last time I stopped here, I bonked my head. Hey, buddy. Unhappy camper, huh? Yeah. Hey. Eh, you're a big animal. Tearing my trap apart, huh? Trying to. Can I leave that stuff on you, or are you gonna tear it through it, eh? All right, we're gonna do a somewhat discreet release here. There's a lot of people on site. Unlike the usual coulee on a Thursday morning, it's COVID time. Let's see what happens with this van first before I set this guy free. This guy or gal. So yeah, not sure what all's on my agenda today. I have to take care of this, and then I'm going to meet reporter Terry Vogt to do a news piece on just warning people to be a little bit more careful, because there's so many people visiting the coulees that aren't used to being here, and reminded them that it is snake territory. Well, let's just do this. Go ahead. Cool. And nobody's the smarter of it. Anyway, gonna go back home and get ready for that news piece. Just for those who may wonder why I might discourage someone from utilizing my trapping business, it's really simply this. I'm trying to look out for the better interests of the animals. If at all possible, it would be preferable if I didn't have business and the animals were just allowed to, like the skunks were allowed to stay under people's concrete steps or sheds or wherever they've been living pretty much undetected for however long and not causing any problems. You know, once in a while a dog gets sprayed or somebody visually sees a skunk, and so there's issues. But you know, I try to discourage where there's any kind of elbow room for that, you know. And if he doesn't have a skunk nest in his backyard, that's an easy point for to use toward discouraging just randomly trapping animals that happen to be going through the neighborhood, because these animals don't know that this isn't a wild space. To them, there's no difference between the in fact, the subdivisions are more attractive to most animals than the so-called nature. Any case, if he calls back and he finds that his neighbor has a skunk nest under the shed, then yeah, of course I'm going to help him. But I'll try to get people that don't want skunks in their backyard first to take the preventative measures that they need to take, like making sure that there's no holes in the fence that the skunk can go through. And then, you know, when all else fails, trap it. Unless they're insistent. And he wasn't. He wanted to be discouraged, so I gave him a chance. It's afternoon now, about 2:30 almost, and back at home, relaxing a little. It's been a pretty busy day. After the raccoon drop-off, I went home, got the kids ready, and brought them out with me to Heritage Heights, where we were doing a report with CTV News. And while we were there, Global News called, and so I ended up booking camouflaged a session with them subsequently. And so we stuck around there for quite a while. The kids were challenged, of course, to not get too bored, but they got rewards. Unfortunately, just as we pulled into Dollarama, where I was going to run in and grab those rewards, I got a rattlesnake call.
Yeah, he's still there. Oh, I won't need a bucket. I won't need a bucket. Just gonna get him off the path. This is snake territory. But hey. You want to be on the left.
Oh, okay.
Hello. Hey.
I guess it was a hiker seeing it.
Oh yeah.
In, but I was just coming by and letting it know. So.
All right. Yeah, you big fat girl. Oh, very upset. Oh yes, very upset. Very upset. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's get you even a little bit off that trail, huh? That trail's a little too close. Alright, Julie, take your picture. Because you're so pretty. Good day. Say the peoples.
And yeah, it was a large, female rattlesnake. So security was concerned about it. I brought it one-handedly while I filmed. So the snake had a couple of light drops, nothing that is going to necessarily injure her or anything, but brought her up over the edge of the next coulee rim and even down a little further than that to avoid a pathway that was right on that ridge, and just deposited her there. So this is, what I'm expecting to get a lot of calls about this summer are the snakes that are on the pathways and such in the coulees, really. That snake isn't necessarily one that I would normally field, because what distinguishes the path right there from the path that's still paved but down on the river bottom? Not much. And I'm not going to be running into the river bottom to take snakes off the trail. What needs to happen is there needs to be my public education campaign here, and hopefully people share the message that if you encounter a snake on the trail in the coulees, if it is a rattlesnake and you care to share, take a picture of it while you're there, send one to me, message one to me in the Rattlesnakes of Lethbridge. I'll add it to the database and our information on where you saw it, and hopefully we can identify the snake and where we last saw it and that kind of thing. But just give the snake room, ultimately don't hang around long. Try not to draw too much attention to it, but if there's, if you see people coming and you think you need to warn them for their safety, that's another thing, right? So definitely try to keep people safe out there, but ultimately let's as quickly as possible leave the snakes alone and let them go on their way. These snakes don't hang out much on the paths, all right? If they're on the paths, usually they're just crossing. They don't have a thing with going out and heating themselves on the paths as so often as people think that they do. But you will encounter them. Any case, that phone call that I got earlier regarding the skunk, I exchanged a little bit back and forth with him on the Rattlesnakes of Lethbridge Facebook page. I'm not going to cue into his details and all of that, but he said he talked to me about the skunk in my backyard. This was earlier this morning. He wondered what the charge was, so I went through what my rates are. And then he got back and he said he did a survey. Looks like the skunk had dug under his fence at one point. He's closed it off, so hopefully no more visits from the stinky one. And he says, thanks so much for my advice. And I told him, right on. Everybody wins. Skunk, you, and the dog all get to live happily ever after. So I consider that a win, even though it's not a paid win. Yeah, that has been my day so far. I didn't record a lot during our sessions with Global, but I was able to show them a rattlesnake very close to the pathways in Heritage, where I've been alerted of a rattlesnake denning, and so now I've seen it with my own eyes, know where it is, but it is in a high traffic area, and people need to be careful, and that's what the news reports were about this morning. Anyhow, I'm going to relax for a little bit, maybe do some house cleaning. I got a wicked pile of dishes here. Chelsea's messaged me about something, so I got to check on what her messages are. I know she's heard today that she's probably going to get tested for COVID because of a fellow staff member's connection through a spouse to a company where there has been an employee that was COVID positive. So it's a distant link. I don't expect anything to come from it, but all the same, they're really doing their jobs. Every time, you know, somebody here comes up with a positive, they track down all the connections and try to have everybody tested. What are you talking about up here, Mr. Bird? Mr. Derek has been coming up every day now to spend most of his day on the bedroom door and go back to sleep down in his apartment downstairs in the evening. My plants are looking pretty green. They probably want to be outside at this point, and I'm going to have to bring them out there. It's another thing I need to do, like today, tomorrow, sometime really quick. So I'm going to relax. So now is relaxy time, and we'll get into some other projects.
Latest.
There you go. And the last. H. Way to go.
That was to least.
Uh-oh. Greatest to least. What's the biggest one? There you go. 34. 25.
Not quite.
Not that one. 19.
So close.
13. 7. Awesome.
To least.
Oh, greatest to least. What's the biggest one? Hey, mister. Don't bam bam on those.
Almost. So close.
It's our nutcrackers, a pair of pliers.
Try again.
Dinosaur clamps. So, bunch of cleaning has been done so far, but just upstairs stuff. Got the dishes out of the way. Well, some of them are still going here. Did some mopping, sweeping and mopping it upstairs, and am prepped now to go to move this operation of sweeping and mopping downstairs. But we are pausing to do schoolwork for first grade and kindergarten. So we're going to do some of this stuff and then continue with the cleaning project.
Yay! Can I have some medicine?
Oh yes, it's medicine time. Medicine time in quarantine means U-Cubes. Kids multivitamin gummies. You want both of them to be orange?
Yeah, orange.
Well, we just get what we get with vitamins. That's the way they work.
Not quite. Try again.
Is it the biggest or the smallest?
It's the biggest.
Oh, okay. Try it. There you go. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Get your little grubby fingers out of there. 2 oranges. What color do you want, Cody?
2 purple.
2 purple. What do you think William will like? 2 reds? Alright, and we'll give William his 2 reds. You guys do that. Continue on with your lesson.
2 smallest.
Oh, largest to smallest. Be right back. Which container holds more?
Okay. So close.
Oh, not the cup. The carboy? The jug?
That container holds more.
Ooh, looks like you got a sticker. Which sticker do you want? You got a new sticker already. Man. Which one? On the bottom, you pick one of those. Click on one of them. So we have some protocol to follow, I guess, when Chelsea gets home because of the COVID stuff. So she will undress by the front door and go straight to the shower. And I am to put a bag by the door with a towel, and she's going to wipe her shoes with disinfectant wipes. So I imagine she's going to put her clothes in the bag and take her towel, go in the shower, do that stuff, and then put her laundry in the laundry, something to that effect. I suspect she's not going to allow us to film that whole procedure, but maybe we'll give it a try. We'll see. Uh-oh. Is your child ready for first grade? No way. No, you get out of that stuff. Got your bag and towel? We gonna film the proceedings? So, how was work? Yeah. I get to see, nobody else does. Oh, that's a lie. Polly gets to see. Polly sees everything.